Hey, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stephanie Jimenez from the RotoBeast team, and I'm here to present you our NBA picks for Wednesday, December 13th. If you're new to our channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NFL and NBA videos. And please make sure and click the like button, as we really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. So we got a nice little 9-game slate to attack. There's some good spots that we could definitely look at. So we'll start first with Charlotte going into Houston to face the Rockets. This game has a really high total of 220 points projected to be scored, and Houston's favored by 12. I do like both sides of this game. I think it's going to be an up-tempo game. Next, we will talk about Toronto going into Phoenix to face the Suns. This game has a 218 implied total. Toronto's favored by 11. One thing I will note is be a little bit careful with the Raptors, just because Phoenix, they play tonight, so they're going to be on a back-to-back. And I definitely think that makes the blowout risk even a little bit greater. So just kind of see how the line moves throughout the day, and then kind of make your decision on that game. Then we got the Thunder going into Indiana to face the Pacers. The crazy thing about this game is Indiana is actually favored by 1.5, and it has a 213 implied total. And then there's two games that I like that the Vegas line hasn't come out yet, probably waiting on injuries. You got Milwaukee at New Orleans. This game is probably going to be a pretty fast, up-tempo game. I really like this game. I like both sides of this game. The line's probably not out due to they're trying to see what happens with Anthony Davis in the morning, if he goes to do shoot-around or whatnot. And then you got the Clippers going into Orlando to face the Magics. I think this is going to be a very up-tempo game and a fast-paced game as well. So I'm definitely going to be looking at this game. So we'll jump into the picks. We'll start out with point guard. We got Russell Westbrook. His price is still, reasonable for Russell Westbrook. For him to hit value, you need 56. He hasn't been getting that much consistently, but he's been getting over 50 for the most part. He's getting you, the occasional high 60s. His price is just down. He's averaging 50 fantasy points a game. I think he's a really solid cash game play in an up-tempo game against Indiana. And we got Chris Paul. He's back to doing what Chris Paul does. He's playing, 30 minutes in a 30-minute range again. He's been scoring the past 4 games. He's been really picking it up. He has almost a 60 fantasy point game in that span against a Utah team that even had Gobert. And he's just doing Chris Paul again. And his price is 9.3. It's fair for him to hit value. You need about 42, 43. So I think Chris Paul's a solid play going against Kemba Walker and the Hornets. Then we got Lowry. This is what I was just saying. You got to be careful because this game could definitely be a blowout. But Lowry, he's been playing well. For him to get value, you need 40. He just faced Phoenix at home a few games ago, and he went off for 44 fantasy points. This game surprisingly didn't become a blowout. So if the game stays close, he's definitely going to play his minutes, and he's going to be a great play. It's just a matter if it stays close or not. Then we got Bledsoe. They just don't like this guy. They never raise his price, and you know what? That's good for us. For him to hit value, we pretty much need 34, 35. He's going to get you in that range for the most part. He's going to get you, the mid-40s sometimes, crush value for you. I like this guy. Against New Orleans, he's going to be going head-to-head with Rondo, who's a solid player, but he's not a very good defender. Bledsoe, I think he's going to have some good opportunities tomorrow. And then we'll talk about Rondo on the other side. His price is just too low. 5.8. His minutes have been back up. He played back-to-back, and he's played 37 and 42 minutes. That's nuts. He got a triple-double. He's looking like the Rondo when they were in the finals with the Celtics, and he's been doing very well. If you look at it in the past 6 games, he's got you 36 in 6 of the past 5 of the past 6. So, Hey, his price is way too low. It should be up. I think that you could definitely play him in cash. I think he's going to be a really good play. Yeah, so next we'll move on to shooting guard. Remember, at the end of the video, I'll come back and I'll do my pick at each position that I feel is a really, really solid play. So we got James Harden. James Harden's doing James Harden. For him to hit value, you need 60. He's been dancing with 60 a lot lately. He had a 140-point game against Utah where he still scored his 29. He just didn't get his other stats. I mean, he's coming off a game where he has 17 assists. That's crazy for him, especially with Chris Paul back. That's the most impressive part. James Harden, I mean, he's balling right now. Against Hornets, I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think Batum is going to be out and Lamb's going to start. So Batum's a good defender, so that's a little bit better for James Harden as well. He doesn't really have to have somebody to put up a fight against him. Then we got DeRozan. I mean, his price is up. For him to hit value, you need 44. I mean, he's been getting there. The minutes are there. Last time he faced Phoenix, he had 49 fantasy points. I'm just a little bit scared with the Raptors just because I think like I said, I think it's going to be a blowout. The Phoenix is on a back-to-back. But, hey, DeRozan, I mean, he's a solid play. He's been playing very, very well. And his price is a little bit up, but it's fair for what he's been doing. Then we got Jrue Holiday. I mean, this guy's just been beasting in it. I like Jrue Holiday even more if Anthony Davis is out, just because I feel like he gets some extra shots. The past few games, I mean, he scored 37 to 34 fantasy points, playing 41 minutes a game. I mean, these are almost identical lines. Difference is he got, a couple more steals right here. 52 and 62. He's crushing value at a 7.4 price tag that didn't even rise. So, I mean, for him to hit value tomorrow, you need about 36. I'm definitely taking a look at this guy. We got Gary Harris. I mean, he's just playing well. I mentioned him last night. He went off for almost 40 fantasy points for us, crushed value. And he only played 30 minutes in a blowout. I mean, he didn't, score too much tonight, but he filled up the stash. He got some rebounds, some assists, some steals. You got to like that he was doing a little bit of everything. Those are our favorite players that you don't have to worry about if they score because they still get their stuff. Yeah, I mean, the minutes have been there for the most part, and it looks like Barton could possibly be out, so that could even be even a couple more minutes for Harris. So yeah, I mean, his price tag went down and he went off tonight, so definitely take a look at him. And one thing I will note is, they're going against Boston, and Boston's a pretty good defensive team. But, you gotta, I mean, the minutes are there, so you definitely got to take a chance somewhere, and I do like him. And this guy is probably going to be chalk. Jeremy Lamb. Batum's out. He's going to be going against James Harden. Up-tempo game. He's going to have a lot of opportunities to score, put up some fantasy points. I really like James Harden. He's one of my top plays tomorrow. If Batum is out, I'm going to go ahead and put him in there just because I really like him a lot. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Antetokounmpo, up-tempo game against Cousins in New Orleans. I mean, he usually gets up for big games. That's one thing that I will say about him. And I mean, for his salary, you do need about 60. I mean, he's been hit 60 a lot. 60 is a big number to ask. But, I mean, he's averaging 56 a game this season. So you definitely got to kind of, take your odds, and if you like them, then go with them. Paul George, I mean, his price is just too low, 7.6. I know he's been kind of down the past couple of games, but I mean, he's still scoring. These two, he still scored. He just didn't get the other defensive stats and a couple of rebounds extra that he's used to getting. Averaging 6, averaging 3. Overall for the season though, he's averaging 38.5 fantasy points. And if he gets me this average, even if he gets me 38, that's hitting value right here at his price tag. Like I said, I feel it's a little bit too low. So I do like Paul George going against Indiana. Then we'll talk quickly about Simmons. I mean, this guy, he has like the ability to explode. Last game, He scored 46 fantasy points. I will say I think he probably is a little bit more of a GPP play, but I will note as well that the Clippers, I love playing small forward against the Clippers. If you go look in the past 5 games, the small forwards that went against the Clippers, and you will see they absolutely crushed them. So this guy has a chance at a massive game. Like I said, maybe a little bit more of a GPP play, but I do like him a lot. Then I'm going to quickly just touch two guys. They're in the same game. Going to go back and forth. 5,300, Trevor Ariza going against the Hornets. He's not doing nothing special, but he's doing a little bit of everything, and he's getting you, pretty much, his average 24 fantasy points. He gets you that pretty much every single night. I'm at a 5.3 price tag. We need about 26. So I think he's a solid play just to kind of get your value and just kind of move on at your position. Then we got Kidd-Gilchrist on the other side. We know this guy. He can fill up the stat sheet a lot. He plays good defense. He does get defensive stats. Batuna's been out, so he's getting a couple extra minutes as well. I like him. I definitely like him. He's shown us 40-point upside a lot already this season. Well, not a lot, but a couple times. At his price tag though, all you need is pretty much 24. So I definitely think that he's a great play in an up-tempo game against Houston. Last guy I'm gonna mention, a small forward, is gonna be Chandler. He's getting back to playing some solid minutes today. He didn't get in the 30s. It was a blowout, so he didn't have to play the fourth quarter. But the game before they needed him to. He played 37 minutes, 18 points, 8 rebounds, assist. Tonight, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist for a solid 23 and 24. At his price tag, all you need is 20. So I definitely think that he's going to hit value and get you 20 tomorrow. So definitely take a look at him. Move on to power forward. Anthony Davis, if he plays, I think he'll be an alright play. I'm kind of scared right now playing people who have anything to do with injuries. It just keeps killing me. But definitely keep an eye on his news tomorrow. It does matter a lot. Then we got Carmelo. He hasn't been doing the best. Thunder have to, they have to turn it around. They have to, in my opinion, they have too good of players to not turn this around. His price tag 6.7, so you need about 32. He's averaging 31 this season overall. So definitely, I think he's a solid play. Maybe a little bit more of a GPP play, but he's solid. And we got Young. The guy's just consistent. He's playing big minutes. He's locking in pretty much his, fantasy points per game total of 29. He's getting there a lot. 28, 29. Definitely get you a solid floor for cash games. I like him. I'm going against the Thunder in this up-tempo game. Then we got Ibaka against Phoenix, 5.8. You need about 29 to hit value. His minutes, he's playing about 28 to 32 minutes. But, he's been very consistent. He's averaging 25 fantasy points a game. He's been playing even better than that. In the past 5, he's got you at least pretty much 29. That's value at his price tag. Going against Phoenix. Last time he faced Phoenix, he played 32 minutes. He got almost 40. So, yeah, I really like him. Like I said, just be careful with Toronto because I do think this game's going to be a blowout. He's a veteran, so he could definitely sit. Then we got Marvin Williams. He's been playing a lot of minutes since Kaminsky's been out. So you got to keep an eye on the news. If Kaminsky's back, then, his minutes are going to tick down a little bit. His production will. But, if he's out again, he's still a really good play at 4.9. For him to have value, you need 25. In the past 3, since he's been, Kaminsky's been out, and he's been playing a little bit more, he's got you 34, 21, and 28. He hit value in 2 of the 3. The 21 wouldn't have killed you. It would have been right there, especially because I think his price tag was only 4.4. So it actually could have been really close to value. So definitely, I do like Marvin Williams. And then I'm just going to quickly mention these guys. If this guy's out, Markkanen for Chicago. He had back spasm, so he'll probably be back. But if he's not back, you definitely got to look at Mirotic. He started last game for him, went off 31 minutes. He went off for 24 and 8, 36 fantasy points. Portis as well. He played 23 minutes, went off for 23, 4, 1 for 32 fantasy points. So keep an eye on these guys if, they do say that the young guy's out. Now we'll go to center. Cousins, you need 60 for him to hit value. It's a big number. He definitely can get there. I like him more if Anthony Davis is out because, he gets a lot more usage. But the Bucks, they really don't have no big men that can stop Cousins. So, he could definitely feast in this game. I do like him in this spot. With or without Anthony Davis, Cousins is going to be the top center. And you can look at some of these guys. Some of these guys are in good matchups. Don't get me wrong, but I think you can. If you don't go with Cousins, you can get away on the cheaper end at center. Capela is gonna be going against Dwight Howard. Usually when two pretty good big guys are going at each other, one of them gets in foul trouble. But this guy Capela, he amazes me. He only plays 22 to 24 minutes, sometimes 28, 29, but never really even 30 minutes. But he's averaging 35 fantasy points a game. This guy just does a little bit of everything. He went off for 28 points. That's crazy. He gets his rebounds, averaging 11 a game. The cool thing about him too is he does get a lot of defensive stats. At least he usually gets 1 to 2 a game. That definitely helps in this, and he's very, very consistent. Price tag's down a little bit for him to have value. You need about 37. I definitely think he can get there tomorrow. Then I like Adams. He's playing very well right now. If in the past 6 games, look at this: 36, 42, 33, 27. 35, 20. There's nothing exciting right there, but it's very consistent. And at his price tag, you need about 35. And he's averaging 30 fantasy points a game. I definitely think that he can get there against Indiana. He's going to be going against Miles Turner, and I think that he's just going to bully him. So I definitely like Adams. And I really like these two cheap guys at center. 5,000, you need 25. Valanciunas, he's been playing solid. He never really. He can get you these occasional 40-point games, but he's never really gonna get you that like on a regular basis. He's gonna usually get you probably around 20, 24. He has a lot of 24s. He's averaging 22 fantasy points a game, and at his price tag, you need 25. Going against Phoenix tomorrow, it's going to be an up-tempo game. They play no defense. So, I do like him in this matchup. I think he is more of a GPP play. And if you want a cash game play, I think that you can possibly play Gortat. It's not the best matchup. He got in foul trouble tonight. It's not the best matchup against Marc Gasol, but I think he's going to have to be out there to kind of guard Marc Gasol. And at his 4.7 price tag, you need 23, 24. I think that's very reasonable. If you look at him, even these 19 tonight, even though he only played 18 minutes, the 19 didn't kill you. He gets you 24, you're very happy. Gets you the occasional big game. So I do like Gortat on the cheaper end tomorrow. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. So let's just kind of get you some picks. So we'll go to point guard. Let me see. Who do I like at point guard? I'm going to have to say I like Bledsoe. He's been playing very, very well. Bledsoe's a really good play against New Orleans. I think he's get you really, really solid floor. We got Lamb at shooting guard. Small forward tomorrow. I'm going to have to go Wilson Chandler on the cheaper end. Then we can go power forward, like in Ibaka. 7,600. You could just keep it simple. Go Boogie. You still have 6,500. So, I mean, I think that's like a really, really solid floor right there. You could try to get in like another cheap guy and pay up somewhere else. Or you could even, try to go something like, you can, instead of Boogie, you can go, like Gortat and try to upgrade to Harden. Throw Rondo in there. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this. I think this is a solid core. So, hey, let's get some money tomorrow. I killed it tonight, and I want to kill it again. I've been getting hot again. So, hey, let's get it. Have a good one. Good night.